Hunger will always be a reality and a problem that man will always have to deal with. I've not seen any other way to deal with hunger outside food. Agriculture is always going to be relevant, and yes, it is the future.
This is Enoch Tulen, a 29 years old entrepreneur who is building one of Nigeria's largest farm.
This number of birds at 90% production, we should be having up to 36, 37 crates.
That in a day?
Yes, in a day.
In today's video, he takes us on a journey on how he plans to build one of the largest farming companies in Africa. What's the capacity of your farm?
We have 10 of these greenhouses. This is sitting on 4 plots. We have the 2 plots down there. Then we have another 3.
Hey, what's up guys? It's Simon Arome FMC again, and today we are here at Unania Farms and we are here with Enoch. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
Fine. You're welcome.
If I may ask, how old are you?
I'm 29 years old.
29 years old. Wow, and you manage this farm. How did all of this started?
Okay, it started 2 years ago when I got back from service, and the idea just came because the demand for food is on the increase now, and we thought of something that would do to, solve the problem. And so the idea to start up an integrated farm came up, and so from there we started moving bit by bit. So the entire farm did not start all at once, but we started with a portion and then we kept growing and expanding.
What year was this?
That was 2 years ago, was 2021 December. Yes.
So could you take us around?
Yes, of course. So for this place we have the bell peppers coming up. So you see how they are coming up from this stage. The bell peppers are really good, though they take longer to grow, but the good thing about them is that once they begin to produce, you get to harvest for up to 5 to 6 months. And if you maintain it well, yes, you could even exceed that period of just harvesting. Comparing it to other vegetables like tomatoes and cucumbers, it is more expensive.
Pepper.
Yep. So a kg could go for 2,000, 2,500, and so you could have 2 large peppers that can hit a kg, or 3. So with that, you can begin to count your money.
The money.
Yeah, so with that, I feel it's really a good one. So it may take up to 3 to 4 months to get to the point of harvest. But after that, you are sure that you will be guaranteed of 5 to 6 months of harvest.
What's this?
This is the gadget we use to water. Now, though the water comes from the tank with 10,000 liter capacity of water that is able to supply the entire farm. So, but this is the instrument we use to open up the water channels. If you notice, what we use here is the drip irrigation system. So we do not need rainwater. That's why you see the greenhouses are roofed.
Yeah.
So we are able to manage the water supply for the farm. The water flows in through the drip points. For each of the plants, there is a point where the water drips, right directly getting into the roots. So with that, we're able to.
How specific it is.
Yes. So with that, we have the precision of having water to flow, and even for the application of fertilizer, that also follows the same process because we soak the
This same
fertilizer.
process.
Yes, this same one. So what we do is, say we want to apply our fertilizer, we soak it for some days, and then it gets to dissolve. So when it dissolves, you just pick up this particular hose now, and then you place it into the bucket where you have the dissolved fertilizer. Though we try to get an elevation, And so we put it in, and then you just come here. Once you open it up from here, it's able to suck it. This can take water to the bucket too. So this is very conducive, and with that you have even distribution of fertilizer to all your crops, and not having to do it manually. Where you could have some plants not getting it sufficient enough.
There's a lot of technology, there's a lot of techniques going on.
Yeah. So in a way, it's more like an automation, because if you have this, just this alone, and then you have, even if it's 30 greenhouses you have, or 40 or 50, you are able to apply fertilizer or fertigate within few minutes. 5 minutes you are done with your application of fertilizer.
The manpower now is reduced.
Of course, it saves you time, and then you are able to even achieve a better result, because each of the plants gets adequately what it's expected. So this is called the Venturi fertigation pump. With this, it makes the work easier. These are just fresh harvests of our seedless cucumbers. For these ones, we do not allow them to grow so big, because the nutritional content is more when they are smaller. So we target a particular size. Once it gets to this size, it's a good standard to have it and to harvest. So we target that and we harvest. Now if you still allow it, it could still grow and become bigger. It could become even bigger than this, but we would prefer to have it at this size. That's because the standard for these seedless cucumbers are, small ones. In fact,
no seeds in this one.
No, they are so insignificant. They are so insignificant that you would not even notice they are seeds. So
as it is like this, is it edible?
Yes, it is. You could from this point just wash it, and you can begin to eat. So they are. And so we could even have the people who specially demand for the ones that are even smaller than this. Those ones, we call them the baby cucumbers. So some people have special interest in that one. So we could harvest those ones even earlier than this particular standard size. Alright, so this is the fish pond section. We have basically catfish. Yes.
Why catfish?
Catfish, they are more resistant to the weather and conditions, as compared to other fish that could easily be irritable. They could get irritated by maybe not changing water frequently, or some slight mistakes that could make them to just not survive. So but for the catfish, they are quite resistant, and so we enjoy them more. And then the demand is higher for the catfish in this particular area, so that's why we opt for the catfish. And so for these ones here, we've had them for a while. You see that they are quite big, so we've had them for up to 5 months now, and we intend to still stretch and see how really big they become. So we would have this one for some time, though we have the ones that are still coming up, the juveniles. So those ones would also catch up with these ones. Their best season is when it's hot, so they get to eat more and they grow faster. Yes. So you see at this point, you see that they are beginning to pick up the feed gradually, and at their own pace. But when you see them rushing and trying to get it. For those earlier times where we started putting it up, you see the energy. Yes, they come to pick it. But at this point, you see that in fact they've even left like two. So with that, you know that they are okay. So though they will still pick this up, but if you continue to put in the feed even when they are satisfied, then it now becomes a problem, because it will just remain on the surface and then it forms part of the water, which at the end of the day becomes a problem to them.
So what other technologies do you use in the farm here?
We have some, like say for the fish, we have, I would show you that, the surface pump.
Okay.
Because the fish water is also very nutritious for plants. Okay. So we do not waste. Yes, we do not waste the fish water. What we do is we use the surface pump that is able to take out the water in good speed. So it takes out the fish water and then we channel it into the farm, and so it also helps the plants to grow fast and well. Before entering into the farm, we ensure to have food dips at strategic locations. So this is a food dip that ushers you into the entrance of the farm. So before you enter, you have to step into the food dip. Now we ensure to put Izal and some other disinfectants, just so that if you pick up anything, like germs or anything that could be of harm to the plants or the animals, this would suffice to curb it. So yes, that's part of our biosecurity measures. This is the poultry area where we have the battery cage system.
Why is it called battery cage?
It's called battery cage because you have the birds in cages, and the cages are segmented. For this, the capacity is to take 3 birds per cage. And so if you notice, we do not exceed that. So, but for people who want to be greedy, they may want to put more than that. Wow. And it doesn't give you the desired outcome, because they will not have enough space to, have the freedom to lay conveniently.
So how many birds do you have here?
For now, we have half the carrying capacity of this place. So that's about 1,300.
1,300.
Yeah, so this is able to take up to 2,600 thereabouts. Wow. So, but since we have them in badges, so we have this badge that have just started lay, the old ones have been sold, then you've seen those other ones that are coming up. So with time we also bring them here, and then they complete the space. They are basically layers, and for layers, the best system is said to be the battery cage system. It's usually not common to have broilers in battery cage, because the essence of the battery cage system is so that when they lay the eggs would not be trampled upon by the birds, and then it will not be stained by the droppings of the birds. So you see that, for instance, this egg was laid by one of these birds. So it doesn't just fall to the ground, but it just rolls to this place. And so when it's time to harvest, you just come and you are picking it up. Clean eggs. Yeah.
What's the average egg you do get from this cage?
Okay, so for the birds, when they start, they do not just give you the eggs at the maximum number, but it grows. It grows to the peak, and then before it begins to depreciate and reduce the number. So when it starts, it could start with as little as 2 eggs, maybe for the first eggs you see. Then it continues to increase. Second week, maybe 1 crate. The third week, like that. So for this number of birds, we are targeting at 90% production. We should be having up to 36, 37 crates.
Is that in a day?
Yes, in a day. Yes, for 1,300 birds, thereabouts. So my calculations may not be exact, but that range, yes. You know, one thing with the farm is that the demand for water is really high. So you just need to have sufficient water, because a day, not even a day, an hour without water in the farm could be disastrous. You could lose a lot of money, because say for instance the birds, the amount of egg they give you is dependent on the quantity of water they take. So if they have less water for that day, you would notice it in the amount of eggs that they will give you. So this is also a 10,000 liter capacity of water. So it serves this section of the farm. You see, we have 10 of these greenhouses here, and so just having only that tank there with water it doesn't serve us. So we also have this one to, you know, augment with the other one. So for this place we grow flowers. Yes, and you know, people use them for several occasions or celebrations or funerals, depending on the event. But we basically have two varieties of the flowers: the roses, the red roses. We have some of the yellow roses, and at a point we had the white too, and then the chrysanthemums, these other flowers too. As you can see, the flowers are coming up real good. That other ridge is where we have the roses. So the roses are there, and then the chrysanthemum. So like I was saying, this one, it doesn't need any special procedure to grow the seedling. The moment you plant it, it has a way of, you know, reproducing itself, and so it shoots out, it reproduces. Yes, so it grows on like that. So all you need to do is to always water it, and then you ensure you weed around, so that as it grows, it would not have anything to stress it. So with that, we just come and then we plug it, and people are able to form those bouquets that, you know, they take out. And
I mean, if you want to propose, I'll come here.
Of course. In fact, we can even make it so beautiful for you to do it right here. So you plug it yourself, and then you kneel and present it to her. So guys, I'm sure it's going to be so romantic.
If you want to get your flowers for special dates, you can come and get it.
Of course, yes.
Oh, that's beautiful. I never knew people grow flower for lucrative purposes like this until I see this, honestly.
I actually did not know too. All we were concentrating on was the vegetables that people eat. And then as Africans, we, you know, the issue of flowers and presenting of flowers is not something that is so common.
True.
So, but when I planted just a few in front of my room, I snapped it one day just casually, and then I posted it. Then a friend of mine was like, wow, so how much do you sell it for? And I was like, what do you mean?
Sell it for?
Yes. So she was like, well, there is a business for that, and since I'm into farming, I could try it out. So that's how this came about, and then we started it, and we've seen that it's quite good. This is where we've had the day-old chicks, and the brooding, it's usually from week 1 to week 4. And so today makes it exactly 4 weeks since we brought the birds. So officially we are wrapping up the main brooding process today. So they've been here, and though they would still be here because we still have more space, so we get to expand it the more they grow. So once they get to the stage where we can transfer them to the battery cage, then we would now move them to the battery cage. So but for now they are doing well.
What are the major challenges you faced so far, like since you started?
Okay, we've had the challenge of marketing. because there are some products that you don't easily find the market for, and even if you do, and those end consumers or the middlemen rather, they don't buy it at a good rate. So that's a challenge. Also, we've had to deal with infestations too. You know, handling the farm, you could have infestations that you may not understand it clearly, but you know, with time we're able to know how to get the right chemicals to spray and, you know, curb some of those challenges. So basically that.
What would be your advice to someone who wants to go into farming, or any entrepreneur? What would be your advice to them?
The thing is, just go for it. You know, so many people dwell at the place of imagination and thinking, I want to, but they never get to actually do it. So my advice is for you to start. What's stopping you from starting? You can start small and then grow big. In fact, it is even better to begin small and grow big, because you learn in the process. So it's to just hit the ground,
Running.
hit the ground running. So
Yeah.
you have the passion, go for it. Don't waste time thinking too much or planning too much. Start.
I'll take that, start.
Yeah.
So guys, if you enjoyed this video, do also like this video and share. Also, I'll drop his number on the screen and also down more details in the description, so that you can follow him and also patronize him, sell your business.
Yes. So like you must have seen, we have fish, we have eggs, we have pigs too. So all these are available for you to, you know, get from us. And consultancy also. You want to start up something, you need someone to guide you. Yeah, we could come in and assist you in starting up.
Also subscribe to his channel at
Exactly.
Yes.
At Farm Fairy. Do well to subscribe, follow us, leave us comments, likes, and we'll be so excited.
Yeah, you can learn more from there about farming. So as I said, share, so that we are trying to get to 10,000 subscribers before the end of month. Do you know it's possible?
It's very possible.
You can also hit what subscriber are you? What's your subscriber count now?
I've just I think it's 530 thereabouts.
Let's get into 3,000. So
Yes,
before
please.
the end of this month.
Yes, so, very possible. Thank
see
you.
you in the next video. Tell them to subscribe.
Please subscribe to Farm Fairy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Thank
Simon
you.
Arome.
And Simon Arome.
Video. Enjoy this video. I want more videos like this. Comment what you learned from this video, and bye for now.